Peace. Tata Nazako. Got another video from another question. Y'all really coming with these questions, man. I like this. I like this. I love the fact that people are acknowledging that it's more than just our tradition out there. You know what I mean? Like whether you're a santero, a palero, a voodoo song, or whatever kind of priest you are, Ifa priest or whatever. I'm glad that people are now realizing that it's more to this. You know what I mean? There's more going on out here, more knowledge going on out here, you know, that we all need to know about. And I like the fact that people understand that I'm more than just Paulo, and therefore are sending these questions through my website and allowing me to share with you what I know about what y'all asking. This particular video, what is the difference between an astral vampire and a psychic vampire? Very, very, very good stuff. Very good stuff. Well, in both instances, we're thinking about the ability to be able to feed or siphon energy, whether astrally or psychically, from another individual or living object, living creature. Okay. Astral vampirism is the ability to astral project, travel to a chosen target while they're asleep, and feed on their life force as they breathe in their sleep. That's astral vampirism. Okay? The actual procedure for doing that and how you do it, I'm not going to give away in this particular video. But that's how you do. That's what astral vampirism is. Psychic vampirism. Psychic vampirism is different. Psychic vampirism tends to feed on a person's emotional energy. You know, some of those people that actually go in a room and cause a ruckus, get everybody riled up, and then they leave feeling like, oh man, you know, they leave with this high, with this rush. Those are similar to what psychic vampires are. You know what I'm saying? I got a rush out of getting everybody riled up, out of getting everybody angry, or getting everybody sad, or, you know what I'm saying? I like being the bearer of bad news, ass type of motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are your psychic vampires. People that like to get a rise out of you. They like to say things to you, do things to you, get under your skin, just so that they can get a rush from making you feel a certain type of way. All right. It could be used in a sexual way too. People that like to, you got some women out there that just like to invoke lust for the sake of making people lust after them, but they have no intention of giving out any sex. They just like the attention and the energy that they get from men, and they feed on that energy that they get from men by making up lust after them. If they know what they're doing, they do. Everybody don't necessarily everybody doesn't have to do it. What the fuck, man? I'm sitting there reading this text. Also, that was what I was saying. Everybody does not have to shit, I don't know. That shit threw me off. But you know, psychic vampirism is definitely something that most people use in their regular everyday life, and a lot of people don't even know that they are psychic vampires. They just have an inclination to do some of the shit that psychic vampires do, and they feed on the energy of people's emotions. I knew this chick like online a long time ago, maybe like 2009, 2010, and she was a psychic vampire. Like, she said that she would get into long distance relationships with guys and get them emotionally involved with her, love or whatever, and feed on that energy. She would do this just to feed on that energy. She was a psychic vampire. So yeah, but astral vampirism can be a lot more dangerous. Not for the person who's doing it, but for the person who's being fed on. Astral vampirism, you can actually feed on a person's life force until they have no more life force. And they appear sick, and they appear very weak and feeble and things of that nature. This is beyond tradition. This is beyond Orisha. This is beyond Immortal. This is beyond, because this type of individual has the ability to devour any type of energy. Once you transform your spirit into this type of thing, any energy being sent at you is being devoured. Any energy that's being sent at you is being eaten. Is being eaten. That energy becomes a part of the individual vampire, the individual, the person who has. This is a literal practice, like literally. There's a literal training on how to invoke spiritual intelligences, gods and goddesses, and absorb their energy into your energy body. This is a literal practice. And the individual who becomes very strong at doing this can pretty much devour any spiritual energy that's being sent at him. Because everything that we work in the traditions is nothing but energy. It's all energy. Even the dead, they're just energy. Everything is energy. And to an astral vampire, that's a fucking smorgasbord. That's a buffet. That's a buffet. Especially the energy that the dead carry. Especially the energy that the dead carry. To the astral vampire, that's the best. You know what I mean? Like, the euphoria, the orgasmic feeling that comes from being able to take in that much energy. And we, within our astral cells and within our energetic cells, we have the capacity to hold all of this energy. You just got to know where to put it in your astral anatomy. These are the things that you must be able to do. But it takes purely spiritual individuals to get to this level. Just because you spiritual don't mean that you holy, don't mean that you good. Some people may look at this practice and say, oh, wow, who the hell would practice something like that? A lot of people, well, I won't say a lot of people, but enough people know absolutely about this particular practice. You ever notice when the elite have certain ceremonies around the same time that certain celebrities die? Like, I think the Queen's Jubilee fell around the same time or the same day that Whitney Houston got killed or was found dead in the toilet. I mean, dead in the tub. You understand what I'm saying? These people are harvesters of death. They perform these rituals, and when they know the exact time that a person is going to die, they can actually feed on their essence. And this is what it is said to be believed that the Queen did when Whitney Houston died. Whitney Houston was a very powerful figure. She had a very strong magnetism. She was a celebrity, and she was known around the world. That's a very strong energy to feed on. You see? Very strong energy to feed on. So, this is a very high level occult practice, astral vampirism. Very high level occult practice. People do psychic vampirism every day. Everybody practices that. Everybody on social media practices that. You know what I'm saying? I see people's egos getting built up and inflated just off of the attention and the energy that they're getting from people who like them and follow them on social media. So psychic vampirism is already in full effect, but it's astral vampirism that is what the adepts and the actual elite practice. Before I got into any of the African traditional systems of spirituality, I was heavy into Luciferian ideology, as well as occultism. And vampirism as well, or what was termed predatory spirituality. Predatory spirituality was, or is, the actual practice of literally devouring demons, summoning demons and devouring them, absorbing them into yourself, absorbing the essence of a demon or a spirit into yourself, repeatedly over and over and over again. You see, assimilating these energies into your consciousness. The same way that you would grab hold of a deity and absorb its life force, feed on its energy to make your own consciousness more stronger. Imagine, I'm going to just speak in ATR terms for people to understand. Imagine, and I'm not saying that somebody should try this or do it, I'm just saying imagine a practice where your Ori is your first Orisha. Right? Your own consciousness should be worshipped before any other Orisha. Now imagine having the type of Ori that was predatory, that was constantly in the pulling in, absorbing, become part. You see what I'm saying? Imagine that. They don't even have a concept for that in Ifa. So don't even try that shit in Ifa. But my point is it still applies to the person who is an astral vampire, that even those energies could be absorbed, could be devoured. Could be devoured. A lot of times we become a part of these systems and these traditions, and we give them more credence and we give them more credit than we give our own human spirit and soul. We act like the human spirit and soul ain't shit, and everything, including the spirits, would love to be us. They would love to be us. People fail to realize that these intelligences are stuck being what they are forever. They can never be anything different. We human beings who are endowed with Ori, or consciousness, or soul, have the ability to manipulate and control all of these forces. We worship the force like the force is bigger than us, but yet it's only one element, one natural element, in an entire universal cosmic scheme of things. We human beings are composed of all of these forces. Have you ever thought about that? All of the Orisha are in every human being. True, there are those that are more dominant in other human beings, but these natural elemental forces are the very natural and elemental forces that the universal laws allow to bring about the existence of human beings. So, astral vampirism, yeah, it's an occultism in itself. Psychic vampirism, we can do that all day. People get on here and they beef on videos and do all that stuff. That's psychic vampirism. Let me get a rise out of him. I'm going to talk shit about him in the video. I'm going to get him riled up. I'm going to get him mad. That's what I want to do. And then I'm going to feel good that I got him off his square. I'm going to feed off of that energy. Or I'm going to slander him over here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to get him mad. I'm going to get him upset. I'm going to feed on that energy. These are psychic vampires. But the astral vampire, much more dangerous. Much more dangerous. Because he doesn't need a spirit. He is the spirit. You don't need to send a spirit. He is a spirit. He is that spirit. One thing that I rarely ever do. I rarely ever send out my spirits. I don't have to. Except for clients. For myself, for spiritual combat, war, whatever you want to call it, I don't even bother with none of that. I don't send use foolah I don't do all that crap. I'm not about to go back and forth with people. I'm not about to do that. There's an easier way to deal with shit like that. You know what I mean? And allow that energy that's being directed at you to make you stronger. You see? This is why in order to be a palero, you gotta have a strong mind. You gotta have a very strong will. The reason is because when shit gets sent at you to fuck with you, you can't let it control you. You gotta control it. Now think about it. If you get to the point that you got spiritual enemies, let's say for instance in Palo, right? And one day I'm going to explain to y'all, when I get to my videos that are about spiritual warfare, I'm going to explain to you the difference with being in spiritual war. Being in spiritual war with people in different traditions and the way that they move. But let's say for instance you are in a spiritual war with a person who's a palero. And this particular person likes to send spirits at you. Spirits that can affect your mood, spirits that can affect your health, spirits that can affect your success, anything, whatever you want to call it, whatever they can think of. Do you allow, and they have the ability to send these spirits at you all day if they want to. Do you allow the spirits to control you, or do you control them? And then at the point where you control them and they no longer affect you, what does that mean? That means a person can send an energy. They're shooting energy at you. Okay? They're shooting energy at you, and the energy that they're shooting at you is having no effect on you. And you don't have to shoot any energy back. You don't have to try to destroy them. You don't have to do any of that stuff. But every time they shoot at you, it just gets stronger. You get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And they're seeing, they can actually see that what they're doing is not having any effect. They can see it. What does that tell you? That tells you that that person is either doing what? Either he got some serious protection, or he doing something else. He's doing something else. Because if you can control these energies with your mind, then you can control these energies for other reasons too. I'm talking about energies that are being sent. So the astral vampire, he don't worry about sending those spirits. He'd rather just go do it himself. That's what an astral vampire would do. You see, because the entities that we call on in these traditions secretly see the human being or the priest as a god. Why? Because consciousness is God, and human beings are one of the only entities, humanoid creatures in this galaxy that has consciousness. Not just a spirit, not just the ability to think, but an actual awareness. Consciousness is the awareness that observes the mind thinking. Some entities are only born with a thinking mind, but they don't have that awareness. Human beings are unique and special in this way. When you assert yourself as a god, rightfully so, because the very consciousness that we call Oludumare, that we call Ensambi, is the same consciousness that shapes and forms our ori, our individual consciousness. This is why the energies move when we pray. When we sing the vibrations to the energies, when we speak the vibrations to the energy, they respond because of the omnipotence that exists within our human consciousness. But we don't acknowledge our godhood. And we make it look like the entities are higher than us as human beings. When the elemental and natural forces of every one of these energies are already within us as us. These elements are already there. It's already there. All the elements that we sit here fighting with, they already exist in us, already in our consciousness, already a part of our psyche. You see? So when a person sends a dead at an astral vampire, that dead is coming face to face with a god. And if that god likes to eat dead, then that dead got a problem. Even the Bible says, "Be still and know that I am God." This is why I say I don't do shit. I ain't got to do nothing, man. I ain't about to be spiritually warm with nobody, man. I ain't about to be doing that corny ass shit. That shit corny as fuck. Sit around all day running back and forth to your pots trying to curse this one and that one because you're jealous because he making videos or he making money or he getting this or getting that, or you may feel like he get more attention from women or whatever corny ass reason that you would want to hate on another person on this internet for, simply because they doing their thing and you ain't. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got time to entertain no shit like that. And I don't suggest nobody that watch my videos entertain no shit like that. That's corny ass, low level, mortal ass shit. That's mortal shit. No real sorcerer will become engaged with a lot of this internet drama that I see going on, man. No real occultist will entertain none of that shit. You can't tell me that you know high level occultists and you in the middle of some fucking drama because you bickering back and forth on videos with some fucking clown ass nigga, you know what I'm saying, who want to be something that they not. The loudest one in the room is always the weakest one in the room. Don't say shit. Keep your mouth closed. You ain't gotta say shit. People could talk about me all the fuck they want. I ain't saying shit. You wanna know why? Because I'm not giving in to that weak ass psychic vampirism. That's psychic vampirism. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say something about him. I'm gonna make him make a video. Next thing you know, we're gonna go back and forth. I'm gonna feed on the energy. No. We don't get down like that. So, for the person who wanted to know the difference between astral vampirism and psychic vampirism, that's my take on it. You know, if you would like to follow me on any of the other social medias, definitely click the links in the description of this video. Like and subscribe. Like this video and definitely subscribe to my channel. I need to see if I can find these old ass occult books I got. Like, I'm talking about old 1800s type old. Because I want to show y'all some on another video. But yeah, click the links. If you got any questions, definitely click the link in the description of the video to go to my website. You know, submit a question to me. If you would like to get a consultation to look into some things that you may be dealing with, definitely book your consultation, schedule your time. I'll be happy to speak with you. But I'll check y'all out on the next video. Peace.